All right, we are back.
Alrighty, race fans. By the way, the Daytona 500 is this weekend, if I'm not mistaken, I think. But either way,
Oh, is
welcome
it?
back to another edition of Live Feed Read. I'm Paul Reed, your host, and the Ed McMahon to my Johnny Carson, Jason Crawford, across the
Hey.
Paul, actually across the state. He's in
Yeah.
Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Thanks for
He's a
joining
great
us. As
home.
you can see, look, I'm in my fancy pants,
Yeah, man. Look
suit
at
and
you.
tie. I actually
See?
shot three new 10-second commercials at ABC today, and they run on I don't know what the David Muir ABC World. I don't know if it's World News or what they call it. But it's that. Oh yeah, thank you. It's that 6:30 to 7 at the 7 o'clock slot. So you would think a 10-second
Nice.
commercial would be simple.
Would take it 30 minutes to shoot.
It's brutal. Yeah, I mean, literally, um,
It takes three
it's
hours.
interesting. And
Mhm.
but God bless
There's a
them.
lot.
They create. You can't have you got to have thick skin because they critique you one little mumble and it's just
It's nerve-wracking. Yeah.
Ryan one take he's done beautiful. Not me. I'm a babbling idiot. But either way,
There's hope for people like us,
we
though.
have a special guest appearance today.
Wait,
Uh,
what?
yes, a
Okay.
special guest appearance, and
Whoa.
I know, and it's has to do with Florida's move over law.
Move over law.
Yes,
Ooh.
and that's Florida Statute 316.126,
Okay.
and everyone more or less knows a version of
Oh,
this
yes. Okay.
statute,
Right. Yep.
but
Keep
the
going.
special guest has been chirping in my ear since an incident on the roadway a couple of days ago.
Ooh.
And it's mom. And
Oh,
you
all
just talk
right,
about
all
the move over.
right.
You just talk to it. I'm like, okay. So let me just tell you, which the law actually did change January 1st of this year. And I was
Wait, did
not,
they do a special session for this?
no. They enacted it last, session,
Oh, but it wasn't the
and
July it was going
it
in.
didn't take effect until January
Okay.
1st this year. And,
Okay.
and basically they call it the move over law. And what it just simply means is this: if there's a law enforcement vehicle, which everyone knows about, an emergency vehicle, ambulance, but I didn't realize sanitation truck, utility service vehicles, tow
Wait,
truck,
really?
maintenance or constructions. And here's one that I didn't realize: a disabled vehicle on the side of the road. You're supposed to move like if it's a not
Like a
a two-lane
lane?
highway, but like the interstate or otherwise where there's multiple lanes
Yeah.
in the direction, you're supposed to move over a lane or slow down 20 miles an hour. So if it's
Slow down
55,
to 20 miles an hour
no,
or
if it's
by 20?
55, you go to 35.
35.
If
Okay.
it's 70,
Okay.
you go to 50. I
Okay.
didn't realize, of course, I knew police officers and ambulances. I didn't realize all the rest were included in that law now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't realize
If you're
that
on a
either.
if you're on a two-lane road, one in each direction, of course you can't move over, but you got to slow
Yeah.
down, reduce your speed by 20 miles an hour as well.
What?
Nobody
Wow.
does that,
No.
especially
No.
just a car parked on the side of the road, broke down on the side of the road, or otherwise.
Yeah.
But there's you can get points on your license as a non-moving traffic violation
Oh,
and a $158 fine.
that's not small.
No, I didn't realize that.
That's small.
And, but,
That's
and, but that wasn't mom's issue. I think mom's issue was she's driving down the road and an ambulance was approaching,
from
and I'll
behind.
let her tell you. Uh,
Okay. All
but
right. Get
but
her
as
on.
far as the law goes, this is subsection B. Um,
Okay.
you basically have, and I didn't, and no one does this. You're supposed to, of course, pull off the roadway or pull over to the farthest right or left if you're on the interstate as you can, parallel. But you're supposed to literally come to a stop and wait till the ambulance goes by. That doesn't happen on the interstate. I can tell you that much. Now,
Mm-mm.
I will see some people, or the most people,
They'll like scoot
pull
maybe and
out of the
slow down.
way, but they
Yeah.
don't stop.
No.
Yeah,
Wow.
they don't stop. So, but let's do this without further ado. Let's.
I'm gonna have to read that law.
Yeah, he wants to
Jeez.
read.
Holy cow. Yeah, get
But
her on here.
I don't know what's going to happen here. Let's see. Let me see if you can hear it. This is mom.
I don't hear it.
Can't hear
Are
it.
you calling her or is she
Yeah.
on?
No, I'm calling her. Can you hear? Hold on. Mom, say test 1, 2, 3.
Six, 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she's coming through.
Can you hear her?
Yeah.
All right. So, mom, we're talking about the move over law, and I let them know that you had an issue that you would like to talk to TV Land about. And so the floor. By the way, this is my mom. Hi, mom.
All right. Let me preface no slurs, no
Yes.
language. Let's
Yes.
let's
Well,
just keep it.
that's mom. All right, mom. Tell them what happened and when.
Well, first and foremost, I want to say I'm very proud of you for bringing this subject up and researching it because every day I'm on the road, at least time, there'll be ambulance, fire truck, nobody pulls over. Sometimes they have to go on the media to get. And if you're in that ambulance, you can bet that's not a very good, comfortable ride. I can tell you that right now.
True.
But I will say this, if it's a police officer or a sheriff officer or somebody in the official role of them, people pull over so fast they can't even get over quick enough. It is unbelievable. Come an ambulance, from a fire truck, yeah, they just keep going. And that really irritates me.
Yes.
And I am very proud that you looked at the law and told the people what it involved. Hopefully that might help.
Well, you know what they say. It's like having a lawyer in the family.
And I agree. It's very nice to have one so I can gripe too and you do something about it.
All righty. Well,
Thank you.
is
Well,
that it?
thank you.
That's it.
All right. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
I should have asked her what her favorite chapter in your book was.
Probably haven't even read it. Oh, know what? I know she hasn't. Because you know what she said?
No.
She says, "Why read it? I lived it."
I lived it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do remember. She said that
Yeah,
at the
that's what
Christmas
she
party.
said.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't need to read it. I lived it.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So if you haven't read the book, people, you need to. It's The Other Side of the Law by Paul Reed and of course Crystal Crawford, Jason's wife. It's at
Yeah.
Amazon and Goodreads. Just so you'll know, Jason, and I know Crystal was okay with it. We basically reduced the cost of the book to what it costs. So we're not making any money. I just think
Oh,
it's
she
a
told me
good
about
book.
that.
I think
Yeah.
it's interesting. I think you'll have a good time with it. So just so you know, whatever it costs, 8, 9, $10, whatever it is, that's just what the book costs. That's what
Gotcha.
Amazon and Goodreads charges. There's no money coming to Crystal or I on the book, but that's okay. I
Yeah.
mean, we're going to write another one, but it's not really for the money. It's just honestly, I think it's a fun book.
Well, I found a
Take you an hour
bookstore
and a
up
half.
here
Yeah, you were
next
saying.
to a really nice pizza shop.
Yeah.
And they carry local authors. And so Crystal went in there to see, well, she went in the bookstore to see what it was all about, and she found out that they carry local authors. So
Yeah.
they do it on
Well,
consignment, so we'll have to send them like a box of books or whatever, but then they can put them up on the shelf and let them
that's
sell.
fine.
And yeah,
Tell Crystal to order what? You want to start with 10?
yeah, probably something like that.
Yeah, start with 10, send them to your house, and
Yeah.
see what happens.
I might even design like a cool display to put up where
That'd be
like,
cool.
maybe they'll
Yeah.
maybe drive a little more attention to it. See what they'll let me get away with at
Yeah,
least.
that's fine.
Yeah.
All right,
It'll be
so
fun.
let's see. The Florida State Fair, this is the last weekend. And if you're not from
Ooh.
here or you're just watching us on TV land, every single year since my birth in 1964, it rains during the Florida State Fair.
Oh yeah.
Normally, be honest, it's at the beginning of the fair. Guess
Yeah.
what? Saturday and Sunday, 70-80% chance of rain.
Oh, there
So
it
it's
is again.
just, I'll tell you,
Like
the
clockwork.
Florida State Fair is like me washing my car.
Just like
When
having
I
to get
wash
up in the
my
morning
car, I'm like
and
a Indian rain dancer. It is
it's
going to rain. When the
it's like
Florida
getting up in
State
the morning.
Fair comes to Tampa, it's gonna rain, and guess what? It's
Sure,
raining this weekend. So if you
sure as I
haven't
have to pee in the
gone,
morning when I get up.
yeah, if you haven't gone to the fair this year, well, maybe
Yeah,
Monday the last day, but
it's like
Tuesday, Saturday and Sunday not. Um,
it's like
Anything
clockwork.
interesting happening in Tallahassee? I know those
Dude,
buffoons up there we call
all
our
stuff I
legislative
can't talk
body.
about right now.
Okay, some of the stuff they're doing is just
But
ridiculous.
yeah, there's some very interesting things that are happening up here. A lot of it, a lot of the issues center around um, people in the community not really understanding what the legislators do. Something okay, so here's something really interesting that I want to kind of throw in front of you and see what you think about it. I know that we have term limits for representatives. What
Yeah,
people don't realize, because I think term limit, well, yeah, term limits are good, but I ran into an issue where the term limits are problematic. So what happens whenever they have 2-year terms and they can have 8 years on their total limit is the first 2 years they don't really know what they're doing. They're learning the ropes. The next 2 years they're kind of getting involved in starting something, and then the last four they finish up what they're working on or whatever. Well, when they have the turnover, it's all brand new people, and this is
right.
just kind of like happening and cascading all at once. Well, then they get a lot of people who don't really know what they're doing. So in order to keep the machine running, they have to do it from the top down. They have to have a very top down kind of structure internally. So guess who really runs the show in a lot of ways is the staff. Because the staff will stay on and be like, oh yeah, this person helped that person. Yeah, keep him around. He's really good and useful, blah, blah, blah. Well, that means that a lot of the staff end up actually running a lot of the stuff behind the scenes. And some of the issues that you run into are actually not necessarily even your legislators' ideas that
Right.
you're
Well, that's
running
in
into.
lies the dilemma with term limits, and I could not agree
Yes.
more. Is
Yeah.
that imagine on a federal level where the complexities of the planet Earth are involved,
Yeah.
A- and so if you have, you know, 8 years or 10 years, and that's it, you don't know what the hell's going on in Russia, China,
Yeah.
Iran.
You
By the
can't
time
be expected to be
you
an
get up to
expert on
speed,
that in
you're
such a
out.
short time.
So
Exactly.
I'm
Yeah.
torn
I'm torn too.
because you're right. That's like saying I want my lawyer or my doctor or my accountant to be term limited, and
Right. Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
someone with no experience often. So, yeah,
Yes.
it's like anything. There's pros and cons, but
Yeah.
at the state level, I think people can figure it out pretty quickly. At the federal level, I don't think so much.
I don't know. Some of our state programs are pretty
I'm not
complex,
saying that
man.
at all. I'm
Holy
not
cow.
saying that at all.
Did you?
I'm just
Okay.
saying, it's just, it's still it's still a
Yeah.
dilemma for sure.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, it
and
is.
one thing we had talked about a couple of weeks ago,
Uh-huh.
the Seminole Indians have basically, and some of the other Indian tribes have exclusive rights to gambling in Florida, and they recently opened sports book, meaning betting on sports.
Is that what I've been seeing online
Yes, you
constantly?
have.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so recently, there are groups, your big dogs out basically in Las Vegas, your Harrahs and your other people that won't think that it's not fair and that they should be able to expand into Florida. They have sued the Seminoles. Your FanDuel, your online FanDuel, your online, all
Okay.
DraftKings and all those big dogs, which
Yeah.
you can't bet the same on those FanDuel and DraftKings as you can on the Seminoles app. Like on FanDuel, you can't just pick the Bucks to win. You can't
Mm.
just pick the race to win. You can do this player will score this many points, and so you can kind of gamble,
Okay.
but on
Okay.
the Seminoles, you can pick teams to win, teams to lose, things of that nature. Well, they got
Huh.
sued, And the U.S. Supreme Court heard our oral argument this week as to whether or not the Seminoles are going to be able to keep their sports book or not.
Ooh.
And I'll keep you up to speed on that.
Yeah, I
I
want
was
to keep
like,
me up on that.
time will tell.
Yeah.
Honestly,
There's so much stuff that goes into the background
and
of
what
those
people
things.
don't realize, back, I don't know, it was probably 2, 5, 10 years ago, there was a Florida constitutional amendment that was added that basically gave the legislative, or the people of Florida, I'm sorry, the people of Florida exclusive rights to expand gambling, right?
Okay.
So you basically have to vote on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Well, do you know how hard that is to get 60% of the people to vote expand
period?
Gambling? It's impossible.
Or just to vote.
Guess who was behind that amendment?
Vegas.
The Seminole Indian tribe.
Oh, okay.
They have a monopoly. So they pumped millions and millions of dollars in commercials, advertising, or otherwise to get people to say, yeah, we want to be the ones in charge, not the legislative body to expand it. Well, part of the issue here is DeSantis and the boys up there where you're at, they expanded gambling by allowing sports books, sports betting, and so forth. So the issue is, can they do that? The Florida Constitution says no. They're saying, well, we didn't really expand it. We just kind of tweaked it. Yeah, it's just such a racket. But
dude, that's where definitions get it.
That's
where definitions matter, man.
You got to understand. Oh, I know.
Can you define expand for me? Can you explain what
they allowed roulette, live craps, and sports betting. Sports betting is where the money is, just so you know. It's my understanding Vegas this year on the Super Bowl, $186 million were bet in just Nevada.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's big money. And also understand this, TV land, competition is good for us. If you only had one airline, they'll charge you whatever they want to fly from A to B. If you only have one cell phone company, they can charge you whatever they want. Well, here in Florida, guess what? There's one company, so to speak, that's rules gambling. Bad. And I'll give you an example, Jason. I just went to Lake Tahoe for the Super Bowl, and they have gambling. They have gambling in Nevada, right?
Yeah. Okay.
When you're gambling, free alcohol.
Huh.
Now, whether that's good or bad is not issue. I can tell you it's bad. But, and the here in Tampa, the Hard Rock, beers are $6-8, whether you're gambling or not.
Okay.
Drinks. Yeah. I think some drinks $20 or $30. At the Golden Nugget in Lake Tahoe, free while you're gambling.
Wow.
Competition. There's a Harrah's right across the street.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
There's something else, another casino. There's Harrah's, and there's just different ones.
Okay, yeah.
So, but that's competition.
Barbara says this place is a broom closet. That the betting is done at the Hard Rock.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. It's literally you walk up. There's one guy or two and a couple of machines. If you go to some of these Vegas or even Tahoe, their sports book, dude, they got TVs everywhere. They've got chairs, couches. They've got people walking around giving you or bringing you alcohol. They food, whatever. No, this one here, it's 3 little ATM machines and a person over here.
You could never leave.
You
can check in, but you could never leave.
All right. Well, anyway, it's Friday. It's 1:20. We kind of jumped around a little, but we're here to entertain and inform.
Yes.
And, so that's what we try to do.
Hopefully, we did that.
And with that, it's going to rain. So if you're here in the Tampa Bay area, get your things done today or tomorrow early.
Don't you guys have some read and read umbrellas around there? People can stop by and pick up.
We don't have actually read and read umbrellas.
Ooh, oversight. Well, we can fix that.
But we have a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for watching.
You got
And
it.
God willing, we'll be back next Friday with another edition of Live Feed Reads. I'm
Yes,
Paul Reed, your host. Jason Crawford, the Ed McMahon to my Johnny Carson.
that's
And
right.
he is going to keep fighting for the homeschoolers in Tallahassee
That's
with
right.
his last breath.
That's absolutely right. Yeah. Thank you. All right, I'll take us out. Thank you,
Oh,
man.
wait.
Oh wait.
Wait.
Oh, there's more.
Yes, Millie had a birthday this week.
Aww.
Oh,
Millie.
happy
She's so
birthday,
excited
Millie.
about
She's
it.
2 years old.
Hey,
Yes.
Millie. Hey, girl. Oh my goodness.
Don't jump in my lap. I got my good suit on. So take us out.
You
Good
got it.
girl.
You
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to
to
you.
you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Millie. Happy birthday to you.
Read and read. It's like having a lawyer in the family.